Hey, I'm Craig Jackson. Today we're going to turn this into this. Sometimes blanks are waxed to hold in moisture. We're going to scrape that off before we get started. We'll first mark out our center so we can align our faceplate. We're using good heavy screws to make sure our faceplate is very secure. All easy wood tool faceplates include a washer. We'll put that on first. Now we'll install our faceplate all the way until it's flush. Begin with our easy rougher to make the blank perfectly round. When roughing, just travel the tool slowly and let it do its work. Using just the left edge of the easy rougher, we'll start shaping our tenon. Eventually, that's what our chuck will grab onto. Once we get too far over our tool rest, we'll move the tool rest around to the front and simply plunge the rougher into the work. We continue using the easy rougher while we define the rim of the bowl. Once we have the basic shape roughed out, we'll switch to our easy finisher and use the round cutter to create the outside curve of our bowl. The easy finisher makes it easy for us to blend our bowl into the rim. Now we'll clean up the bottom and slightly undercut it so it will sit flat on the table. Rounding over the rim is easy with the round cutter on the easy finisher. Before we turn the bowl around and start hollowing, we'll make one last pass over the outside curves with the easy rougher to cut down on our sanding later. Finally, we add a little shoulder cut to make it a bit more interesting. We use the easy detailer to put a taper on the tenon to match the jaws on our chuck. After the final inspection, we'll take it off the lathe to remove the faceplate. As you can see here, the holes left by the screws will be removed as we hollow out the bowl. After we screw on the chuck, we'll hold our bowl with one finger in the center to make sure it's flat as we tighten down. Spin the chuck by hand to make sure your bowl doesn't wobble. If needed, use the tool rest as a guide and lightly tap the bowl until it spins true. Yep. We always set the tool rest height so the top of our cutter is lined up with the center. First, we'll flatten it out so we're starting from a level surface. For this design, we're going to imagine the outside curvature of the bowl continues through to the top and mark that spot as the outside of our bead. Now we'll make another mark for the inside of our bead and make sure it's the same thickness as our rim. We'll clear away some material to help define our bead. Now with the easy detailer, carefully round over the bead. Now it's time to get hollowing. We're going to use our easy finisher and slowly slide it back and forth while being careful not to get close to the bead. Anchor the handle to your side to make smooth, controlled cuts. I like to make the inside match the outside so we have a uniform wall thickness all the way from the rim down to the bottom. The moisture from green wood can cause rust to form on your tool rest. We'll use some 4/0 steel wool and we'll scrub off the tool rest at the bottom of our tool. That'll smooth things out. Move the tool very slowly for the last few cuts. The slower we go, the less we sand. Once the thickness is uniform, we're done. I love turning beaded rim platters with my easy wood tools. I make the big ones, I make the small ones, and they're all fun. I think it's time for you to go make your own.